The government's fronted up to a South Auckland Work and Income office where parents have again been queuing through the night to get help accessing emergency grants. Earlier this week, the Social Development Minister, Carmel Sepuloni, told Checkpoint there was no need for people to be arriving so early to get help from advocates to access hardship grants. She also said it wasn't a normal situation for work and income officers around the country. But it is an increasingly common situation at the Manurewa office where people arrived at 3 o'clock this morning to make it to the front of the line for an appointment with Auckland Action Against Poverty advocates who help them get hardship grants. And those queuing up say with rising rents and limited wages, those lines won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Our cameraman Nick Munro and Nita Blake-Persen filed this report.
Critics said the long queue didn't reflect reality, with beneficiaries only waiting through the night for cameras and the media. But back at Manurewa's Work and Income office at the crack of dawn, the scenes are the same, some of the people are the same, and the problems are definitely the same. Again, they wait to meet Auckland Action Against Poverty or AAAP advocates.
I came here for a food grant and I asked for 5 kids and 2 adults, and he said no. And he said no, and I said, why? Give me the reason why. He said, I'm not giving you any reason. I'm just telling you, it's just $100 I'm going to give you today. And when I walk out from the door, and the lady from AAAP asked me, why, did you get everything? I said, no, I only got $100 today. And I regret it. I shouldn't be coming on my appointment. I should have just come and queue on a line.
How much were you asking for that day?
$3.80.
It's just gone 7 a.m. here at Manurewa's Work and Income office, and already there are about 50 people lined up. They've walked here, caught the bus here, some have driven here, and they began arriving at 3 a.m. They're here to get one of those first appointments with Auckland Action Against Poverty when they open their doors at 8:15. They're desperate for food, rent, power and warm clothes, and they're lined up right up to the front door. As the queue grows longer, it's joined by more media, Ministry for Social Development staff, and eventually the Social Development Minister, Carmel Sepuloni. After previously saying there was no need for people to be arriving so early for help, she was invited by Auckland Action Against Poverty to come and see what they're up against.
They'd like to hear from you because they don't know how to approach the government. They don't know what's going on.
Addressing the 70 or so people lined up by then, she said the government wanted to do better.
And I know some of you haven't felt comfortable coming to MSD by yourself and have preferred to have an advocate. We want to strengthen that relationship so that you do feel comfortable with the Ministry of Social Development and so that you do have confidence that you get the support that you're eligible for. But in the meantime, if it's through an advocate, then of course you have the right to have an advocate. Moving forward, we don't want to see people come out at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, let's be honest, that's not ideal. MSD will do all that they can to support you with what they are mandated to support you with.
But for the regulars in the Thursday line, it was cold comfort.
It's not even true. And if that was a fact, we wouldn't be here every week. And they just say, oh, these family and friends to help you out. But my family and my friends are struggling as it is as well.
Carmel Sepuloni says those issues need addressing.
If that's the case, then as Minister, that's really disappointing. We've got a whole program that's been underway for the last 18 months around service delivery change, culture change. We've received lots of positive feedback, but we know that it's still not perfect.
Speaking from inside the Work and Income office, Regional Commissioner Mark Goldsmith says staff will book follow-up appointments with all of their AAAP meetings to ensure they receive the right support.
We're a human-to-human business, so sometimes we may not get it right, but on the whole, our team do absolutely fantastic. Again, it comes down to conversations, and if people don't feel that they have got the right decision, they can also approach us, but they can also ask for assistance.
But for more immediate help, it was South Auckland's own community who came to the rescue.
We saw them on the news last week and there's our community, so we thought we'd just do a bit to help.
And what type of things have you got?
Blankets, winter jackets, winter clothes for children, women's clothes, men's clothes, everything, yeah.
And food over there?
And food, yeah, just what we can get.
Boxes and boxes carried in by families who live locally but say they didn't know how hard people were doing it. And they're quickly snapped up. Donations that will help tie families over until next week. For Checkpoint, Nita Blake-Persen.